It feels like a relic of yesteryear when a rivalry is built on tainted water. But as these fans know, the Little Brown Jug history is a long one, and when it's on the line, everyone is thirsty for a sip of victory. Glad to have you with us from Huntington Bank Stadium. It's the Michigan Wolverines and the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer here in the booth. Holly Rowe is down on the sidelines, and we check in with her right now.
The Golden Gophers have one of the most unique on-campus stadiums in college sports. Formerly playing in the Vikings' home field, now back on campus, Huntington Bank Stadium has brought that college spirit back to Minnesota. Back to you.
Appreciate that, Holly. Coming out with it, it's Stewart. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Wolverines offense will go to work first. The Gophers put up quite a fight for the Jug last year, but it was the Wolverines pulling out a close one.
And that's not a surprise. Michigan dominates this series, and they own the Little Brown Jug. You might as well put Wolverines on it as much as they need to make sure they set the tone early. Don't give Minnesota life. Show their dominance early in this football game.
You know, you had to wonder last year if a lot of those players at Michigan maybe weren't thinking about, you know, the rivalries with Penn State and Michigan State and obviously Ohio State at the end of the year. Minnesota is not a program you can overlook, though, because they are tough and they are scrappy, and they're coming for that Little Brown Jug.
He had the perfect play to open the drive, and now they'll snap it again from the 38. The run inside. It's Marshall. At midfield, he's got room. Sprinting away. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan.
And these offensive coordinators tell you they want to start fast and they want to establish the run game. That is exactly what you did. First drive, you hand the football off, making the big explosive run, setting the tone for this football game.
Well, you could draw a line in the middle, and he would have hit that thing. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So the Minnesota Golden Gophers offense will now get its first chance with the football. They'll be matched up against one of the best secondaries in the country.
And this talented guy out wide, man, for this offense, he has had his way this season. This will be the biggest challenge for him. And what's the answers on that side? What do they present? Nobody's really been able to stop him, and he's going to get his. But, Palmer, how do they limit the damage, and how do they maybe focus on him and make others beat you?
Well, they talked to us this week on defense, and they said, look, we want to play zone as much as we can. We need to bracket him as often as possible in and out, but we know he's going to line up in different spots. So, obviously, we've got to communicate. The one thing the quarterback told us this week is, I don't care where he lines up, and I don't care who they cover him with, if it's one or two guys, I'm still throwing him the football because I know he is going to make plays.
Slips, slithers, and jukes his way out to the 26. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Back to throw, it's Lindsey. On the move, he fires. With the catch, it's Helms.
Well, after watching the other offense go down the field and score a touchdown, you know this guy's trying to lead his offense to do the exact same thing. That was a big 3rd down. I know there's a lot of football left to play, but you're trying to establish confidence as early as possible.
Breaks into the open. Couldn't ask for much more there. A first down, and they're down to the 42. The Golden Gophers have this offense rolling. Could be an alley. Smashes ahead. He's brought down, but what a play for this offense, and they'll have it at the 12-yard line.
And I think that's really the key to this football team. You saw it last week, man. Everything kind of falls into place when he gets the football and the ground game gets going. And I think when you play a rivalry game with emotion, with passion, like settle everybody in, run the football, and be more physical.
Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Off play action. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
Well, on the opening drive of the game, establishing a rhythm and a cadence offensively is really, really important. They've done some good things on this first drive to put them in this situation. Obviously, you just threw an incompletion on second down. You're likely going to throw it again here right now. Quarterback has just got to settle in. Timing is important. Get rid of the ball on time. Trust your read and execute this passing play if you're throwing it.
Now on fourth down, they'll try to come away with 3. He'll boot it from the left side, and from this distance, that angle ought to be fairly easy. Absolutely perfect. That'll bring him to within 4.
And he knocks another one through. And how about this kicker? Good way to start off your season, right? Like, what do you have at the spot? Sometimes you don't know. Can he make those kicks? Starting off, hasn't missed one yet. Been very dependable for this squad.
Wolverines offense heads out, ready to go on the attack. Off to a good start here, and back to work now with a 7-3 lead. Turning it on! And they'll spot it at the 38, and that'll be plenty for the first down. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. They're going to ride this running back. 7-yard pickup on that one. Is now 2nd and 3. The Wolverines with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Here's Bryce Underwood to throw. That's caught. It's Marsh. Tackle is made at the 44, but he picked up 10 yards and enough for a first down.
Great job by the defense here rallying to this wide receiver and making the tackle. He is dangerous. They don't want to let this receiver get behind them, but they know that when he makes catches, they better rally quickly and get this guy on the ground. He is fast.
And that defense pushing him out of bounds after a short gain. This rivalry dates back to 1892, but it was in 1903 that fielding Hurry-Up Yost was worried that Minnesota would contaminate his water supply, hence the start of the Little Brown Jug.
How about that, man? A little tampering back then. You're gonna fix the game, mess with my players, and I think all those things. It's really cool to learn the backdrops, Jesse, of rivalries and how things are named the way they are, and why the hatred usually runs so deep.
And you know what's interesting is a lot of these players on the field right now, they probably don't have any idea of the history and how interesting that is. All they care about is adding another trophy to the trophy case, and they want the Little Brown Jug in that box.
And the Wolverines come to the line with a fresh set of downs thanks to that last connection in the passing game. Pulled down after a nice run, and they're in the red zone at the 19.
And after having a nice game like that on first down, if you're the offensive coordinator here, maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and taking a shot. Because even if it's incomplete on second down, on third, you won't have that long to go.
Here's a little room there. Touchdown, Michigan! And they take it in for 6 more points.
And he's in for a second touchdown, man. He knows what to do when he gets down here. He knows how to get in the end zone. And I love when you can run the football as you get closer to that goal line. Be the more physical team, and they're doing just that.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Secondary walks up on the line, showing press coverage. Movement on the offensive line. That's going to be a false start, and they'll walk it back. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. So frustrating for an offense to just give away yards with false start penalties. Complete to start this drive. Great job on the containment and the tackling. They stop him for no gain.
Well, that receiver's looking at his teammates like, guys, what's up? You're not going to block for me on the screen? Seriously? I mean, I just lost yards on a screenplay. How does that happen?
And the Golden Gophers with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. The throw to the outside is complete. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the first down.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
Looking downfield, it's Lindsey. And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line. It's 2nd and long now as this defense has some energy after that last sack. Looking to fire. And this defense is bringing the heat. Another sack.
And you don't want to see this trend continue. Last week he was sacked 4 times. The offensive line, this offense as a whole, needs to get in better situations, get rid of the football faster, and not keep getting their quarterback hit.
On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. They stop him short, and we'll have a big 4th down. The Golden Gophers will line up to punt it away. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. Gets the first one of the day off and hoping he's not as busy as he was in that loss last week when he kicked it 4 times. They'll get him corralled and down at about the 19-yard line. Both teams wanted to run the football. Let's take a look at the numbers for these two guys so far. Big turning point as we head into the second and get this game rolling again. Play of the period, first down here. They go play action, Bryce Underwood. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. Was looking for a little more daylight for a big return, but he'll settle for the pick and setting his offense up at the 24.
It's so easy to be up here in the booth and say, you should have put more zip on that. Sometimes you got to use the lob wedge. That time, you probably should have used the driver.
Coming out on first down with the play fake. He makes the catch. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's 1st and goal from the 7. On the doorstep of cashing it in for the offense. Defense in press coverage. They'll try to get it in with the run. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. I wouldn't be surprised if they just turn around and hand it off to him again here on 2nd.
Off the play fake. Touchdown, Golden Gophers! Quick strike through the air for the score.
What a fantastic route that time. If you're going to be able to throw the ball down in this area of the field where the windows close so quickly, you have got to be precise with the route running, and that's what happened right there. That's an easy connection between the QB and his target for the score.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Slips through the line. He's got an alley. Wide open, and it's a foot race. They won't get him. It's a touchdown. He is a field-flipping machine. Take it on one end, return it to the other.
And now you get to celebrate. What a beautiful job. We always talk about defense. We always talk about offense. But, man, when your special teams come through for you and score, it is huge, and it provides such a boost for the crowd.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Golden Gophers will start this drive. The offense looks ready to roll. There's certainly still a hill to climb, but they've got to make sure these drives pay off. Got a touchdown last time. Can they back it up here?
Well, and it's amazing in a football game how sometimes they'll surprise you with what you do. Once you get settled and you realize what's going on, now I'm comfortable with it. Jesse, this offense looked comfortable on its last drive.
They sure did. It looked like they started to find some momentum. So now it's on this defense to stop that, all right? You're a little bit upset based on what just happened the previous drive. You've got to bow up again and go back to what was working earlier in this game.
It'll be 3rd and short from their own 33. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage, and what a big 3rd down stop by this defense. And the Golden Gophers line up to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Here's the return. And the punt team able to smack him to the ground. Holly Rowe has an update.
Guys, here on the Michigan sideline, there is so much energy down here on the sideline. This running back has been on fire. They expected a big performance from him today, and he has delivered, just going over 100 yards already in this game. I expect them to continue to feed him the ball. I'll keep you posted from down here on the sidelines. Back to you guys.
Okay, Holly. Right back to him on the ground. The stiff arm gets him loose. Maybe some room here. He was hoping to get that thing down the sideline. They get him out of bounds at the 37.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
On 3rd and short, trying to impose their will and move the chains. Breaks into the open on the left. He's at the 10. To the house. Touchdown, Wolverines. How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in Week 5? And with the extra point, they're on top by 18.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
DB's right up on the receivers. Taylor has it. A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up 1. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Trying play action. Fires on the move. Got it in the middle. It's Tracy. And he got enough for the 1st down, but somebody put the hit stick upside his head. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Taylor. There he goes. And he'll ramble to the 34 before he's finally knocked down. The Golden Gophers will snap it on 1st and 10. They'll give it to him again. Tackle is made at the 30-yard line after he picked up 4. After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6. To the air, it's Lindsey. Here's a heat. The throw. All alone as he catches it. He's forced out of bounds inside the 5 at the 4, and they save the touchdown, at least for now. And the Golden Gophers have it with a 1st and goal. Linebacker shuffling around, trying to keep the... He's going for the goal line. And he surges across the line. Touchdown, Minnesota!
You know, this guy's had a big role in this offense this year, especially when they get down close to the end zone. That's his 5th rushing touchdown on the year. He's been a factor for these guys offensively.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Throwing, Underwood. Whoa, does he turn that loose down the middle. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. After that last incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from their own 20. Couldn't connect on 1st down, now back to the air. Makes the catch. It's Marshall. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
Such a nice job in pass protection. You got the corner route there to the tight end. It's going to take the big fellow a little while to get to that area of the field, so you got to build a nice pocket for the quarterback to throw from. And
makes the grab inside the 30. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays, just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. They find themselves in a pretty deep hole here, but maybe a chance to grab a little momentum and regroup at halftime.
Yeah, a big chance. Like, this is an opportunity. This is the biggest opportunity in front of them in the game right now. You got to get some points on the board. You got to create something positive, Jesse. There hasn't been a whole lot to be positive about in the first half.
If I'm playing quarterback, I'm locating my go-to guy at receiver. Who can I count on one-on-one to go and make me a play? Maybe even one-on-two. Who can go up, catch the ball, get us some yards, and get us some points.
The Golden Gophers headed quickly to the line. Back to pass, it's Lindsey. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Working the middle of the field, and it's complete. The Gophers will take their first time out. And with the clock stopped, they can get their thoughts together to call this play after picking up the first. Off play action on first down. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44. And the Golden Gophers trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Back to throw, time running short in the half. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again. Timeout taken by Minnesota, that's their second. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this first half. On third and long, you'll need to push it downfield. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. The Golden Gophers will punt it away on fourth down. He'll try to really get into this one. Catches it at the 15. They'll put that return. Stop at the 33, but the offense set up in pretty good field position. So here comes the Michigan offense. Now an opportunity to extend their lead before the break. Quarterback may change this route. Here's Underwood to throw. Escapes trouble. It'll be a gain of 6. Sets up second and 4.
Welcome to the frustrating reality of college football. Like, the guy at the quarterback spot, he can just do that. Pull it down, get positive yards, makes the defense have to account for him every single play.
He stopped right at the 50-yard line, but they'll move the chains. It's first down. Now the Wolverines call a timeout. It's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. Play fake, Underwood. Under fire. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And that's a really good job by this defense. A complete defensive effort. When the back end makes the quarterback hold the football a little longer than he wants to, and then the pass rush gets home, hits him, and forces the incompletion.
Underwood. Throws to the tight end. Pass is incomplete. The clock is down to 9.
And he finally missed one, right? I mean, he's been pretty hot, right? 5 passes in a row. He's been moving the ball around different platforms, different receivers. Just done a really good job spreading the ball around, and he's human. He finally missed.
Fakes to grab. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33. As we close in on halftime, a timeout is taken here. And in the final seconds of the first half, they'll send out the field goal unit. He boomed it through. A 50-yard field goal showing off that powerful leg. And we are headed to halftime. Both squads headed into the locker room to make some adjustments. Gives us an opportunity to check in with Kevin Connors in our EA Sports College Football Studio Update.
Fellas, we are beginning to see a little separation in the standings. The Week 5 edition of our update show. We begin with the Northwestern Wildcats taking on the number 7 team, the Penn State Nittany Lions. And it's Northwestern able to pull off the upset by just a score. Going to be fun to see how this changes up the rankings. And this group is finally able to get into the win column after starting 0-3. Here now some other games you may have interest in. Social media certainly does. Inside the Big Ten. Now back to your game in Minneapolis. And if you thought that was a quick first half, you'd be right on the money. 2 workhorse running backs who just kept pounding the rock behind offensive lines who look less like college kids and more like bulldozers. Call it ground and pound, call it pin and pummel. Both sides have been dominant, and I'm curious to see if either defense can make an adjustment.
The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half. That's the only way you can look at this if you're on offense. Things did not go your way there in the first half. It starts with one play. To get our confidence going, we just got to get something going early here on this drive.
One play, stay aggressive. Now I think I can be...
Oh, what a spectacular layout and catch. The offense lines up at the 40. They've got a first down. Running inside, it's Taylor. In the lore of the Little Brown Jug, guys, it originally was just a water jug that Michigan wanted back, and Minnesota told them, well, come win it if you want it so badly.
Yeah, listen, I mean, it's not the most expensive-looking trophy out there for sure, but listen, it was important. I mean, it was helping hydrate people back in the...
Makes the grab in their space, and they exploited that soft spot, and they get it down to the 35.
This offense was just hoping for one big play. They finally got it. They're trailing big in this game, and they needed that pitch and catch to put them on the doorstep to make this a game again. Give them credit. They never lost it.
And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38. What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? The sure hands, it's Thompson. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. And this offense can ill afford to come up empty on this drive, already trailing by multiple possessions. He'll try to get to the marker himself. He did everything he could to find enough running room, but he'll be stopped about 3 yards short of the first down marker. It's 4th down. With a double-digit deficit here in the second half, they're going to go for it on 4th down. He's brought down, but not before he picks up the first down and a gutsy call to keep this drive alive. And the Golden Gophers pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Right back to the well. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. After losing a couple of yards, it's now 2nd and 12 as they try to keep this drive moving. Got him looking run. He wants to throw. Here comes the heat. And down he goes.
This quarterback is thinking to himself, I need to get an NIL deal at some restaurant so I can take my offensive line out and feed them more, because I don't think they like me very much right now. I've been sacked 6 times in this game. It's time to get that new NIL deal paycheck.
Fires on the move, working that left side. He's finally shoved out of bounds at the 23-yard line, and a big pickup on that one. He'll have to settle for a field goal attempt. It's good. Easy call for the refs.
And 3 more on the board, and this kicker is starting to get a reputation starting off the season. Hasn't missed yet. Nice to have a guy that you can really, really depend on.
Fielded in the end zone, it's Stewart.
Kick returners just have to do a better job knowing where they are on the field and what the situation is. That's a ball you got to let go through the end zone. That's a touchback. Instead, you're trying to be the hero, and now you've done yourself more harm than good. The offense starting.
Oh, he's got some space. Past the 50. The 30. At the 20. Touchdown, Wolverines. And the punishment has been extended. Michigan has dominated this rivalry over the years, and they look oh so close to securing the jug again.
You look at Michigan on paper, and they have an advantage all over the place against Minnesota. It was a question of whether they could just stay out of their own way. If they eliminated the mistakes, we knew this was going to be a tall order for Minnesota, and Michigan just looks dominant.
Yeah, it stinks, but it is the facts. The facts are you're less talented at Minnesota, and you've got to play really, really well, especially in these rivalry games, and hope to catch Michigan on a bad day. But that little brown jug is inching towards Michigan's sideline now.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Back to pass, it's Lindsey. Takes the easy completion. Could not make his way to the corner.
And that's kind of a lot of today's running game, right? Spit the ball out quick, get it to your playmakers in space, get positive yards. It's instead of running the ball a couple yards up the middle, now you just spit it out wide, and a lot of times if you break a few tackles, it could be even bigger.
Stands in and takes the hit. It's broken up. They took a shot, and he was equal to the challenge to knock it away. The Golden Gophers will try to pin them back with the punt. That thing was down for a while, but the big bounce carried it into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Here's Bryce Underwood to throw. Incomplete, thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him. But this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
And they're not quite in rhythm there. It's incomplete.
And that pressure got to him quick. I mean, you talk about you want your quarterback to feel comfortable. Man, he didn't have time to feel comfortable. He didn't have time to get his feet set and get in the ground. This offensive line's got to do a better job.
Right on the money. Snags it, and he's open. He's across the 50 and out of bounds at the 49, and a great pickup on that one. The Wolverines will line it up on 1st and 10. They'll move the tight end. Again, it's Underwood. Fires to the big fella. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down. They'll stop the clock momentarily here to check on the injured Wolverine. And the Wolverines are moving quickly down the field. Throwing, Underwood. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Well, the offense has had their way all game long up to this point. Finally, the defense is able to make a play. And I'll tell you, after that hit, that receiver is going to be thinking twice about running that route again.
Motion from the wide receiver. They just keep firing. Lets it fly deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete, going for broke on 2nd down, but 3rd down's coming up. And here comes play number 6 of the drive. Underwood in the gun on 3rd down. He's got it. Good effort, but he's going to come up a little bit short. It'll be 4th down and 1. The Wolverines looking to convert on 4th down. Motion from the wideout. 4th down, Underwood escapes the pressure to his right. It's caught. He's got enough for the first down, and they roll the dice and convert to keep this drive going. And the Wolverines, after moving the sticks through the air, come to the line. Takes the handoff. It's Marshall. Maybe a crease. And that stiff arm is a weapon for this runner. He uses it and picks up a first down. The Wolverines kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. Touchdown, Michigan! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. And the extra point just tacks a little bit more onto this huge lead. So it's an 80-yard drive, and it was punctuated by an 11-yard run for the score. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. The run to the left. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. He'll run it again. And they get him on the ground, and that'll probably do it for the 3rd quarter. We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. And it hasn't been much of a contest as we take a look at the overwhelming game stats through 3. As we enter the 4th quarter, let's see if anything memorable can come from this one. After swapping into the field, that gave them a little time to figure out how they'll open the final period here on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. Look at this, guys. The offense appears to be going for it from their own side of the field. On 4th down, looking to pass. Incomplete, and that'll be a turnover on downs. Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. The run inside. It's Marshall. He's stopped at the 14-yard line. They'll stay on the attack from there.
Great offenses always stay ahead of the chains. That run right there, now you're in a good position. It's not 2nd and long. It's not 3rd and long. Now it's the whole playbook's open.
Might have a chance. Slides to the ground after picking up the first great play on 2nd and short. And the Wolverines trying to get a touchdown on 1st and goal. Unleashes to the end zone. Falls incomplete, and he did everything perfectly except catch the football. 2nd down coming. Here's Underwood to throw. Looking to the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan. The sure hands in the end zone, and he has 6. They build this 4th quarter lead, and they are just minutes away from going 5-0. And he knocked that one right down the middle. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Minnesota's offense takes the field to get this drive underway. That 4th down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to giving up a scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and everybody wants to go for it on 4th down. Everybody wants that, but your defense sometimes has to bail out your decision-making. We decided to go for it. We didn't get it. The defense, Jesse, didn't come up big and prove me right.
Yeah, not complimentary football, no doubt. But look, this offense has been in these situations before. So you've got to come back out here, take the field. It's a fresh set of downs, brand new drive. Let's go out and execute, put some points on the board.
And a lot of times the fit up front, linebackers are fitting holes, and that ball bounces, and it's supposed to go somewhere. And sometimes it goes to a DB, and the offense will get a W. Like, they'll get a win because you'll break a tackle. How about the tackle by that young fella? I know he likes to cover, but I love the way he comes up and makes the tackle.
And the Golden Gophers will bring the punt team onto the field. Clock stops, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. And here comes the punt team. Fair catch is signaled for, and Mark it at the 12, and they'll start in a bit of a hole. Opening play of this drive comes from the 13-yard line. He wants to change this route. Underwood looking left. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Back to throw, it's Underwood. Fires to the wideout. On target to the left. It's 1st and 10 from the 31. He goes right back to the air. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26. The Wolverines now with a long way to go to pick up the first down.
139 Albatross. Kill. 528 Cruz. 528 Cruz.
Oh, that was less than choreographed. Everybody going on their own snap count there. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Well, giving away 5 on the false start certainly doesn't help anything. 2nd and long coming up.
Kill it. 180 race car. 180 race car. 4.
Here's Bryce Underwood to throw. Quick completion on the out route. Across the 35, out of bounds at the 36, and a really good pickup as they're starting to move. It's 3rd and 5. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. That's caught. It's Marsh. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains. And the Wolverines getting set on 1st and 10. Wants to throw it again, and why not? He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Tight end now in motion. Hand off from the shotgun. A 5-yard pickup there leaves them with 3rd down and 5. How aggressive might this play call be on 3rd and short from the 46? Underwood on the play action. Starts to scramble to the left. Makes the grab. Rolls inside the 30 and out of bounds at the 29, and now they're threatening.
Man, this guy is so dangerous running it, and the speed can also help him extend the play to hurt you throwing it, David. As a defense, what do you got to do to keep this guy in the pocket?
Well, the hard part is, once he gets outside the pocket, you have to play the second play. The first play, everybody had a...
What a job to lay out and make the catch. Timeout called by the offense. We have 18 seconds left. The Wolverines go back to work after moving the chains through the air. Wants to adjust the pattern. Throwing, Underwood, into the end zone. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their total. They'll try to tack one more on their score. And with the extra point, the lead is even bigger. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Turner. And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain. They'll call timeout with 9 seconds left on the clock. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. Picks up the first down. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Timeout on the field and 4 ticks left to go. And after this play, the cake will be baked. Using his legs, it's Turner. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. This trophy has been around forever, the oldest in the FBS, and for much of that time it has been controlled by Michigan. And once again, it is the Wolverines taking the little brown jug away from Minnesota. That's going to do it for us here. For David Pollack, Jesse Palmer, and Holly Rowe, I'm Reese Davis. This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football.